What's up, guys? Me and all my monsters here saying hi. Welcome back to your channel, Filomania, the spot where we explore together the fascinating world, or better yet, the amazing universe, of pocket knives and collectibles. Today, we've got a really special unboxing lined up. As you can see, I've got this pretty big box right here. This package just came in straight from Knife Center, one of the biggest and most respected stores in the US specializing only in knives and knife-related accessories. I'm really excited to open this up with you guys. For today's unboxing, I'm going to use one of my absolute favorite knives. This here is an Italian-made MKM, a pocket knife that I personally love for a bunch of reasons, but especially because of this stunning genuine leather sheath that it comes with. I mean, look at this thing. It's really beautiful, super classy, and it just screams quality. Honestly, you just gotta appreciate craftsmanship like this. Alright, so let's get started with opening up this box, carefully as always so we don't accidentally damage anything that's inside. Now, full disclosure, I need to tell you guys right away that inside this box there are actually two very different knives. But for practical reasons and to keep this video nice and organized, I'll only open up one today. Don't worry though, soon enough, we'll do another special video dedicated entirely to that other knife waiting in here. Trust me, it'll be worth the wait. Alright, let's see. I'm honestly not sure exactly which one is which here, so I think we'll just go ahead and pick this one first. Yeah, this one right here, perfect. And we'll set this other little box aside for now. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll have plenty of time to give it its own full review later on down the line. And here we have it, my friends. Check this out. This is the Fallkniven TK6, a fixed blade knife straight out of Sweden. Now, Fallkniven is famous in Europe for their outstanding quality and prestigious craftsmanship. So I'm pretty excited to finally get my hands on this guy. You can clearly see right here on the box, it says TK6 Fallkniven quality knives made in Sweden. This actually isn't the first Fallkniven knife I've ever owned, so I've got pretty high expectations and a lot of excitement about this new addition to my collection. Alright, let's very gently open the box now and see exactly what we've got inside. The first thing that immediately catches my eye here is this gorgeous sheath. It's a really beautifully crafted sheath, made of genuine leather that's super thick, rugged, and feels incredibly sturdy. Honestly, just by touching it, you can tell right away that this is top-notch quality. It really gives you an immediate sense of craftsmanship and durability. Now, remember, fixed blade knives usually don't come with pocket clips like folding knives do, right? Instead, they typically include a sheath that's specifically designed to carry the knife securely on your belt. And I've got to say, they really nailed it with this one. It's elegant, practical, and just feels great in the hand. Honestly, from the very first moment I hold it, the feeling in my hand is just amazing. The knife feels incredibly solid, perfectly balanced, and the handle is remarkably comfortable, thanks mostly to how wide it is. This black handle has a really unique texture to it. Clearly, it's some kind of plastic material, but to the touch, it feels like a slightly cushioned rubber, soft enough to offer comfort, yet firm enough to feel secure in the hand. It's genuinely impressive. Actually, this is something completely new for me. It's the first knife I've owned with this kind of handle, and I've got to say, I'm really loving it. If you look closely here at the center of the handle, you'll notice this neat little detail, a small emblem featuring 3 crowns. These crowns almost look like some kind of royal insignia, and I'm guessing this has something to do with Swedish tradition or heritage, which is pretty cool. Also, right here at the bottom of the handle, there's a tiny hole designed specifically for attaching a lanyard or some paracord, which can come in handy in lots of different situations. Now, regarding the knife structure itself, you can clearly see that the steel runs all the way down through the handle, something known as a full tang construction. This doesn't just improve the knife's overall strength and durability, but also means you can use the butt end of the knife to tap or lightly hammer things if necessary. The steel they're using here is called 3G steel, and it's renowned for its toughness and durability. What's really interesting about this type of steel is that it's made from 3 layers, a central core and 2 outer layers. You can clearly make out these layers on the blade itself, because there's this fine, distinct line revealing how the layers come together, really a nice touch that highlights the craftsmanship. Since this video is strictly an unboxing, I'm not going to dive into any super technical details just yet, But don't worry, I definitely promise to do a much more complete and detailed review later on, once I've carried and tested this knife for several days or maybe even weeks. I'll really put it through its paces. But so far, my first impression of this knife is extremely positive. It's visually appealing, very comfortable from a functional standpoint, and clearly built with a lot of thoughtful attention to detail. You can just tell they've carefully considered every little aspect. All right, now let's test how smoothly the knife fits into its sheath. Usually, leather sheaths like this one tend to slowly break in over time, gently stretching and conforming perfectly to the shape of the knife, creating a snug custom fit. This particular sheath is fixed, meaning the sturdy, robust snaps don't open or adjust. They simply secure the sheath firmly to your belt, giving you that dependable carry you need. And once again, you'll notice the elegant little detail here, the Three Crowns logo, Fallkniven's iconic trademark, which adds a nice, subtle touch of class. The feel and texture of this sheath are really remarkable. Honestly, it reminds me of buying a premium quality leather belt or accessory. And yes, when you get close and give it a good sniff, there's absolutely no doubt about it. That genuine, unmistakable scent of real leather is right there. It's a detail I personally appreciate a lot because it speaks volumes about the quality and craftsmanship behind this knife and sheath combo. I'm genuinely thrilled with this purchase. Fallkniven has really exceeded my expectations once again, and I'm not at all surprised. I had high hopes right from the start because of the excellent reputation they have in the knife community. Now, fixed blade knives aren't typically something I tend to collect in large numbers. I usually lean more toward pocket knives. However, when I saw this particular model on sale at Knife Center, it was practically impossible for me to resist. The deal was just too good, and the knife looked too appealing. Beyond collecting and admiring, I'm actually considering using this Fallkniven TK6 for more practical everyday purposes as well, particularly in the kitchen. It's so well balanced and sturdy that I can easily envision myself using it regularly for cutting steaks, preparing meat dishes, slicing vegetables, or doing any type of kitchen prep work. The beauty of fixed blade knives, and something I particularly appreciate, is the simplicity of their design. Without complicated folding mechanisms or moving parts, cleaning and maintaining them is effortless. This particular knife is crafted from high-quality stainless steel, so you don't have to worry about corrosion or rust. Just a quick wash, maybe a little rinse under water, a wipe, and it's ready to go again, perfectly clean and shining like new. Usually, I prefer to keep my fixed blade knives strategically positioned in various convenient locations around my living and working spaces. I might keep one right by my desk, handy for quick tasks. Another beside my bed, just in case, perhaps one tucked away safely in my toolbox. And I definitely like keeping one in my truck for outdoor activities or emergency situations. This way, no matter where I am or what kind of situation arises, there's always a dependable blade within reach to handle the task at hand. Before wrapping up today's video, I'd like to briefly circle back and remind you guys about the knife I used at the beginning to open up the box, the M Italian-made pocket knife. I've already had this knife in my possession for around 3 or 4 months, and it's been serving me incredibly well. Although we didn't get a chance to do an official unboxing video for this particular model, mainly because I acquired it before launching this channel. I promise you that I have plans to create a dedicated, detailed review of it very soon. I think it deserves some spotlight because it has quickly become one of my favorite everyday carry options, and I'm excited to share all my thoughts and experiences with it. Well, folks, that's just about everything for today's video. All my monsters and I are now signing off, but before we do, we just want to take a moment to wish each and every one of you calm, peaceful, and happy days ahead. Here at Filomania, we strongly believe in and emphasize using knives strictly as practical tools for useful, productive purposes, never as weapons or tools of violence. Personally, I couldn't be happier to finally have this Fallkniven TK6 in my hands today. This knife had been on my wish list for several months, and know it's part of my collection brings me genuine joy and satisfaction. I'll be looking forward to seeing all of you again very soon in the next video. Sending you all my warmest regards and a big hug. Goodbye for now.